Rock reveals when he originally planned to retire from WWE. Hello guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. The Rock has explained why John Cena was meant to be the final opponent of his WWE career ahead of the 17-time world champion's own retirement in December. The final boss revealed he had a date in mind to retire and pass the torch to Cena. The Rock planned to retire versus John Cena at WrestleMania 29. The 53-year-old opened up on his match with Cena at WrestleMania 29 when he faced the 48-year-old for a second year in a row at the Show of Shows. He told NPR's Fresh Air that he tore both his abdomen and his adductor and quad tendons off his pelvis, but kept quiet. I didn't want to tell John that because I knew the match would end, and I didn't want the match to end in that way. Not only was it important to me to go out on my shield, I knew this was my very last match of my entire career. My career was going to end on this night. No one knew, but I knew. The Rock had defeated Cena at WrestleMania 28 in their once-in-a-lifetime battle, but they crossed paths again with the People's Champion defending his WWE Championship. He lost on this occasion and explained why he wanted to finish the match despite his injuries. The other reason, and maybe more important than my career ending, I was doing the honors. That means you're passing the torch to someone who is going to carry it from here on out. That was to John, and that was the finish to our match. Me doing the honors for him, and him beating me in the middle of the ring to become champion. That's why I didn't want the match to end right away. I wanted him to have his moment. That's important. The Rock didn't remain retired after their match at Mania in April 2013 and has since competed twice. He first defeated Eric Rowan of the Wyatt family in a 6-second match at WrestleMania 32 in April 2016. But Rock's first proper match since the loss to Cena was his tag team match on Night 1 of WrestleMania 40 last year, which saw him pick up the victory alongside Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. The Rock honored to pass the torch to Roman Reigns. WWE were forced to pivot on the road to WrestleMania 40 after The Rock was initially announced to challenge Reigns for the WWE Championship in the main event. Rhodes had won the Royal Rumble, and fans made clear they wanted the American Nightmare to finish the story. This led to Rock turning heel and aligning with Reigns, putting their potential match on the back burner, but many feel they will eventually lock horns. That could come at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia, amid reports that Saudi officials are trying to tempt the Hollywood megastar back to the ring for the PLE in 2027. Rock and Reigns are bloodline cousins, and a match to take place could be the ideal send-off for the former 10-time WWE World Champion. He was asked about the prospect of facing the OTC back in 2020 by his brother-in-law, Hiram Garcia, on his YouTube project, The Rock Through the Lens. You know what? The truth is, I would be honored not only to share the ring with Roman and to go back to the WWE, but of course, I would be honored to have him raise his hand on that one. The Rock is currently busy with his acting career, and his new movie, The Smashing Machine, has just been released in theaters. It would be unlikely to see him return for a match at WrestleMania 42 after skipping this year's Mania, despite his involvement in Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber in February. Storylines to watch out for WWE Raw, Roman Reigns to appear, Crown Jewel build up the go-home edition of Raw before Crown Jewel has fans buzzing with anticipation. The October 6th episode of Monday Night Raw is set to air live from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. The October 6th episode will serve as the go-home show for the Crown Jewel PLE. Additionally, the red brand will revert to its original 8 p.m. ET/5 p.m. PT for this week's show. Multiple big names, including Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Jey Uso, and Becky Lynch, are being advertised for the show. Multiple big names, including Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Jey Uso, and Becky Lynch, are being advertised for the show. The promotion has announced 2 singles matches along with appearances from Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Ahead of this week's show in Dallas, Texas, let us take a look at the top 4 storylines that will be in play on this week's WWE Raw. Last week, Lyra Valkyria had initially rejected the offer to corner Bayley after their previous fallout. However, she rushed to Bayley's aid when Perez attacked her after Bayley's loss to Raquel Rodriguez. Valkyria will now battle Judgment Day's Roxanne Perez, and it will be interesting to see what role Bayley will play during the match and if she will counter any interference from Raquel Rodriguez. Bayley has also been battling with her hugger and role model personas. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka Kairi Sanin, despite turning on Asuka and attacking her, wanted Io Sky to apologize. Asuka and Sane then attacked both Rhea Ripley and Sky during the opening moments of last week's show. Later in the show, Sane once again told Sky to apologize to Asuka. What transpired then was Sky having a discussion with GM Adam Pearce about a tag team match at Crown Jewel. Io and Ripley will likely retaliate tonight to push back against the Kabuki Warriors' bullying tactics. During the final moments of the September 29th episode of Monday Night Raw, Reigns made his return to aid the USOs, Jimmy USO, in their Tornado Tag Team clash against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Following his return last week, the OTC Roman Reigns is set to kick off the Crown Jewel Go-Home show of Raw this week. In his appearance this week, Reigns could call out Braun Breaker for a one-on-one showdown at the upcoming PLE. Alternatively, he might challenge Breaker and Reed to face him and Jey Uso in a high-stakes tag team match. The 7th edition of the PLE will take place on Saturday, October 11th, 2025 at the RAC Arena in Perth, Western Australia, Australia. As mentioned, this episode will serve as the go-home show for the PLE. Stars set to clash at the PLE will meet for the final time as fans hope to see more exciting matches added to the card on the go-home show. The Rhodes Brothers call out the USOs for iconic WWE Dream Match. The USOs have been called out for a dream match by the Rhodes Brothers, the nephews of Dustin and Cody Rhodes. Wayne and Wyatt Rhodes are interested in having a match against Jimmy and Jey Uso one day. In WWE. Cody quote S intro says, "Wrestling has more than one royal family," before his Kingdom entrance theme plays. The Rhodes family, started by the legendary Dusty Rhodes, continues to grow outside of Dustin and Cody. Wyatt and Wayne Rhodes, the sons of Kristen Runnels, are making a name for themselves on the indies. They spoke to Muscle Man Malcolm back in August before SummerSlam, which has been uploaded just now on YouTube. The Rhodes brothers were asked about which tag team they want to face if they make it to WWE. Wayne named the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, while Wyatt wanted the USOs to reunite so they could beat them. "I want the USOs back together so we can kick their asterisk, Wyatt said. The Rhodes family has history with the Anoa'i family, especially after Cody Rhodes finished his story last year by beating Roman Reigns. Cody has also joined forces with Reigns and the USOs to battle Solo Sikoa's bloodline. Wayne and Wyatt's wish came true last month, when Jimmy and Jey reunited. However, it could be short-lived after Roman Reigns pep-talked Main Event Jey to take control of Raw and his own destiny. WWE. Hall of Famer wants to see the USOs have a long tag team title reign. Speaking on The Click. This podcast, Kevin Nash discussed Jimmy and Jey Uso reuniting as a tag team. Nash wants to see them win tag team gold again and have a lengthy reign. He also can see them going after singles titles as tag team champions. Usos would be good for me, because they've kind of solidified that with you've raised both USOs as single stars now, then you put them back together? No, because you can always go back to it. Nothing says you can't walk down the ring with 2 belts, right? Right? Shawn and I had the tags. He had the IC and I had the world all the same time, right? Nash said, while Jay has won the World Heavyweight Championship and Intercontinental Championship, Jimmy is still looking to win his first singles title. Roman Reigns may regret major WWE move. Roman Reigns returned to WWE Raw last week. Roman Reigns had been absent for nearly a month, written off after a post-match attack by the Vision at Clash in Paris, following his singles win over Bronson Reed. During his hiatus, he was away filming scenes for the forthcoming Street Fighter movie, while the USOs tried to fend for themselves against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The OTC made a surprise return to Monday Night Raw on September 29, 2025, intervening during the main event to rescue the USOs from a brutal assault by the Brawns. After the match, Roman Reigns seemingly endorsed Jey Uso as his successor and asked him not to wait for opportunities and to take what he thinks he deserves, while Jimmy Uso watched from the sidelines with visible tension. Sam Roberts comments on Roman Reigns seemingly passing the torch to Jey Uso. Wrestling analyst Sam Roberts analyzed this segment on a recent episode of his Not Some Wrestling podcast, where he stated that the tribal chief might regret putting his faith in Jey Uso. Roberts believes that Reigns giving so much power to his cousin might corrupt him eventually. I feel like there's 2 ways to play that, right? It's either, I'm now your wise man, this is yours, I'll be in and out, but I got your back. Or it's words that Roman Reigns will regret saying, right? He wasn't the guy. He wasn't ready. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The same way Roman was corrupted. Imagine Jey being corrupted. But even worse. Because Roman, while his behaviors were not all great, and there were consequences to all that, he at least had a certain discipline. Even when he was running the bloodline, it was never like he's out of control. It was always like, no, whether you agree with it or not, these are my methods, and my methods are being used to get to this result. Well, if Jey has that same mentality, but doesn't have the discipline that Roman Reigns has, doesn't have the systems in place that Roman Reigns has, then all of a sudden this becomes something more harmful that Roman would have to put a stop. If you use end quotes from this article, please credit the original source and then AHT with a link back to TJR Wrestling for the transcription.